Hey friends, how are y'all doing today? I hope you're having a great day. It's Wednesday. What you working on Wednesday? And so for my Wednesday today, I'm working on a new project. I know I have so many projects going on, but I work on projects at different places. Like I have a project in my project bag that I take with me when I go to my mother's that I work on. I have a couple of projects that I only work on at my desk. I have a project that I just started right now that I'm going to try to work on a little bit each day. So, yeah, I have a lot of projects going on. But, things come up and I'm like, oh, yes, I got to make that. So, Sunday we went to my mom's. My whole family was there except for my youngest son Elijah and the my niece um, and her daughter were not there. My son Elijah was working. No, he was working. He was sleeping because he had got off at 6 a.m. and had to be back to work at 6 p.m. And my niece was working, but and we tried to get her daughter, which is she's 4. We tried to get her to pick her up to bring her over there, but the people who were keeping her weren't home, and so we had to wait till they got home. And by the time that happened, everybody had already left. So Dakota and I took her Easter stuff. So we kind of got together for my mom's birthday slash Easter. So that's what we did, and we had all had a great day visiting with each other, just hanging out and being silly, goofing off, joking around and stuff. So we had a good day. My mom stayed in the bed the whole day. She didn't get up. So we had set some chairs in her room one day last week. And so we kind of just took turns going in there and sitting in those chairs and talking to her. But my little niece Hazel, she will be 2 years old in June. And she is just a precious little thing. And I am gonna share photos in this at the end of this video. But Hazel, she found a blanket she wanted. Several months ago, probably about I say 5, 6 months ago, my dad had gallbladder surgery, and so I gave him a scrap blanket that I had made, a rectangle granny scrap blanket. It was the same time I gave my mom that sunflower blanket that I had made with the sunflower squares. So I gave him a scrap blanket. And so my niece Hazel, who's not quite 2, she loved that blanket. She loved all the bright colors. And she grabbed that blanket. She was dragging it around with her all over the house. She'd just throw it down on the floor. It was like in a big wad. And she would lay down on it and drink her bottle. And then at one point I was sitting in the recliner and laid back a little bit, and she come put that blanket up on me, and then she climbed up there and turned around and kind of sat between my legs and laid back with her blanket. Well, it was my dad's blanket, but anyway. So I went in there and told my mom that Hazel really liked that blanket, hoping my mom would say she could have it. But she didn't. I guess she thought it was my dad's blanket, but really he didn't have it that long. He probably never even used it. I don't know. I gave it to him for when he sat out on the sun porch, just something to put over his lap and legs. But anyway, I don't know if he even really used it, but my mom didn't say Hazel could have the blanket. So I told her mom, Jennifer, that I would make her one. And she loved all the bright colors. Okay, so Hazel is a little Mexican baby. So I am calling this project my Mexican blanket. And so, because she loved the bright colors and everything, I know a traditional Mexican blanket is, you know, the bright colors, and it's a, you know, a back and forth blanket, typically weaved or something, I don't know. But anyway, so what I'm doing is I have a bucket of scrap balls. Even my scrap balls are a mess, aren't they? Sometimes I just stick yarn in there. If I don't have time to ball it up, I just stick it in there. So this is a big cheese ball bucket that came from Walmart. They're like maybe $5-6 for a big old bucket of cheese balls. So I saved this and used it for a scrap ball bin, and so I have that. It's normally sitting on my desk. And so anyway, that I'm just pulling my stitches out. Let me pull that out. Okay, so what I'm doing, I started her a blanket, and that's how far I've gotten on it so far. I'm now to the point where, you know, it's taking a little bit longer to get around. You know, when it's down here, you can just make a bunch of rounds really quick. So now I'm getting to the point where, you know, it takes a little time to get around the blanket. So what I'm going to do is every day try to put 1 or 2, maybe 3, depending on what's going on that day, scrap balls into the blanket until it gets, I don't want it to get too big because I want her to be able to drag it around, you know, possibly take it to daycare with her, take it to the car, whatever. Where is my, there it is. So anyway, I don't want it to get too big, but anyway, I'm making it the rectangle granny, and I will leave a link in the description box below how I start my rectangle blankets. But it's just, you know, every color, whatever color, no rhyme or reason. And that's what Hazel liked. I said, oh yeah, she's a Mexican baby, she likes all them bright colors. And please don't take offense to anything I say when I say Mexican baby or Mexican blanket. Like I said, Hazel is Mexican, and we love her dearly. I'm not, you know, please don't take offense to anything like that. But anyway, yeah, she is my special baby, and she just is the sweetest little thing. I'm going to share a picture of her in this video, and also, I gave my oldest niece, Hannah, I gave her the purse that I was going to give her for Easter, and we did not get a picture of her. And I told her mama later, like later when I edited my pictures, and I said, I did not even get a picture of Hannah. And she said, that's okay. And I said, I didn't think about it. She says, Hannah's 15. All the other kids are 5 and under. She said, it's such a big age gap. She, you know, it doesn't matter. And I said, well, I guess she took enough selfies of herself. Because she was out there sitting on some porch, taking selfies of herself. I guess she thought, I'll take my own picture. I don't know. But I didn't get a picture of her purse that I gave her. But we did get a picture of the boys and their snakes, and they loved those. They started fighting with them immediately, swinging them around and hitting each other. And the oldest one, the little one, he was holding it by the tail, swinging it at him and stuff. And I had those big, huge, I think they were 12 millimeter or 15 millimeter eyes on the snakes, and it bopped him on the head. He sat there rubbing his head. I was like, oh, you're a tough guy. You're tough. And so anyway, I told him, if you're going to swing them with each other, hold it by the head and hit each other with the tails. I mean, they're boys. They wrestle and fight like all day long, you know, that they're together. So, but they love their snakes, and my brother said that they've been sleeping with their snakes. And then Hazel did not care one thing about her rabbit. Remember her puppy rabbit that I made her? It's supposed to be a rabbit, but it looked more like a puppy, which is fine because she was going to call it a puppy anyway. She didn't care not one thing about that. I think she likes smaller stuffed animals and plushies, and that was kind of large for her. But, you know, one day she might like it. I'll make her something smaller. Um, and then we took, after everybody had left and we had done our stuff, we finally found out where Jada was, and so we took her purple puppy, and my son Dakota, he's 30, in case you don't know. But he had fixed all the little kids, plus Hannah, plus the 15-year-old. He fixed all of them an Easter basket. And I didn't know he was doing that, so that was a surprise to me too. But he fixed all the kids an Easter basket, and I thought that was so sweet of him. He filled their baskets full of goodies, and then the 15-year-old, he put, you know, older stuff in there for her. And so we took, after everybody had left, sorry, we took Jada her purple puppy that I made her and her Easter basket from Dakota over to where she was staying at, and she loved them. She loved that puppy, and she said, I want to name it Clifford. And the lady that was keeping her said, well, Clifford's red. And she said, I don't care. His name's Clifford. And then she played with all her stuff in her Easter basket. So we talked to her for a little bit, and she is 4, and she will be 5 this summer. But she recently started preschool. She got kicked out the first week for fighting everybody. She was beating up all the kids. They had to call her mama like every day, and then they finally put her out. And so I guess she had to stay out a week, and then they talked him into letting her come back to school. So I think this is like her first week back to school. We'll see how it goes. This week's only 4 days because Friday's Good Friday. So we'll see how it goes and if she gets to stay in school. This is just preschool, you know. Who gets kicked out of preschool? My niece. Anyway, and let's see, I guess that's about it. Oh, I gave my mom her pillow, and I got a picture of it, but I'm going to film a clip of it to add in another video. Like when I go to her house, I'm just going to film a clip of it. But she loved the pillow. It looked really nice. It turned out great, and I like it. I'm going to make myself one. That's another project I got to do. But anyway, so today I'm working on a blanket for Hazel. And like I said, I'm just going to try to do a scrap ball a day, or maybe 2 scrap balls, maybe even 3 if I'm feeling it. But I want to do this little blanket for her so she can drag it around. She loved all the bright colors. And really, it needs to be a little wider. So I'm just going to keep going with it. But, you know, I'm not going to make it huge. But I was thinking that wherever I stop at, I'm not going to really put any kind of border on it, because later I could come back and add some more rounds to it. If it's still in good shape and she gets a little bigger, I could add more to it. Right, oh, I ran out of my green. Right now I ran out, so I got to tie another ball on. Right now she is a tiny little thing. So, yeah. Anyway, so tell me what you're working on today. Are you starting a new project? Are you working on an older project? Or what's going on? Today is my mom's birthday. So when Big Daddy gets home, we're going to be going over there. And I have over 200 birthday cards to take to her. Now, I'm a little disappointed because she is just staying in the bed nonstop. She's not getting up. So I've got to try to figure out how to read these cards to her and make a video of it while she's just laying in the bed. So I'm going to see how it goes. She does not know I'm bringing her over 200 birthday cards. So that will be a nice surprise. But I want to say thank you so much to anyone who, you know, took the time to send a card. And also thank you to anyone who could not get his card out but said a prayer for my mom. That's equally as important. I appreciate that also. But yeah, I'm going to try to do some kind of video. I'm not sure how well it'll go. And I know I'm not going to sit there and record straight opening 200 cards. She wouldn't be able to take that, and I probably wouldn't either. So it might be several short videos, but we'll get it done. So I'm going to let you all get going, and I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and it's a beautiful day to crochet. Bye, friends. I thought maybe the hook would tap it and it would turn off. No such luck.